Hey everyone, I want to introduce to you a young filly who's here at the barn named Bizzie. She actually came with Oreo from Florida from my wonderful friend and breeder, Christine Miller. So, as most people know, I've had a pretty difficult 2020 after breaking all kinds of ribs and bones with Oreo. Um, it means I haven't been able to ride much this year, it seems at all, which is why I'm leaning so much on Duncan to help me with these young horses. And I'm so glad I have found him. But poor Duncan, he's a one man show. He has this very small barn, doesn't have a lot of room, and doesn't have endless amounts of time in the day to have a lot of horses. So, as much as I wanted to send this young gal to him, I knew that he didn't have time. So, when he came over to our farm, Polestar Farm, for a clinic, I had him work with her. And you're seeing her here at the first session where she's learning how to yield her shoulders and to respect him and his body. So one of the things that's really important for Duncan is that you give a horse a fair deal, meaning you invite a horse to go a certain direction with a leading hand, and when the horse ignores it, that is when you kind of add a little extra volume with the flag to help the horse understand the aid. So here you can see the basic sequence. He's leading with the opening hand, and Bizzie has no clue what that means. So he gradually kind of leads her to the left a little bit more. She sort of ignores it, and then the flag touches her to help her realize that that was actually something she should pay attention to. Duncan also feels it's important to pet the horse with the flag after you've whacked him with it, so that they kind of learn to trust it and use it as an aid rather than as a punishment tool. One of the reasons why we named her Bizzie is because she is literally into everything. She is a very, very curious horse. She doesn't invade your space rudely, but she really is extremely interested in everything that every human does, whether you are filling up her water bucket, cleaning her stall, or in this case, dealing with new tack. And one of the things I loved about Duncan was that he was said that this is a trait that he really likes in a horse, and he wants to preserve it. He doesn't want to make a horse into a robot. So that's great for a horse owner to hear. Be negatory. So at this point, I'm starting to get kind of excited. Saturday was the groundwork day, and then here we are on Sunday, and he's starting to get pretty comfortable with her tacking up and moving off. And I did not expect for him to get on. I totally trust him since it's his neck that's on the line when you're riding a young horse. And Bizzie really had some excellent answers to things. At one point, he called her grandma's horse because she was so calmly accepting about what was happening to her.
And I loved him.
The most exciting part about putting a saddle on the young horse is when they go off and discover it's pressing on their belly. And for me, since this is not my job, right, I'm an event trainer and event rider, so I don't do young horses for a living. To me, this was like, oh no, she's bucking. And I talked to Dalton for a while about this, and he said that having a saddle in the back is so unique and strange to a horse that you can't expect them to not feel out the edges of what the whole thing's about. Bucking is just one more way of them becoming comfortable with this new situation that's happening to them. You might be interested to learn a little more about Bizzie. So she's Dutch on her dam side. Her dam was a mare who did a lot of the young jumper classes down in Florida, and her sire is a Zangerscheid Holsteiner called Cracky Z. And Cracky Z is well known for kind of being an amateur's ride at a meter 40 plus. And now he's also at age 23 dabbling in the working hunters, I believe. So he's pretty neat guy that he's sound and at an older age still actively competing, owned by an amateur, and I think just shows a brain that possibly Bizzie has inherited. So in this clip, Dalton is now sitting on the sidelines while I'm driving her forward. We want to establish that I'm the one in charge of her feet so that Dalton can get back on her back and become just a monkey on board. He's going to be the nice guy, petting and moving and being super soft and not responsible for sending her forward. This just makes the braking process a little bit quicker. When you are the first person on the horse's back and in charge of asking them to go forward with your legs, there's a moment when they kind of are a lot confused, and rightfully so. This is a new experience. But me in the middle is not a new experience, and so she can listen to me and start to deal with him just moving softly up on board of her and start to become a real saddle horse. When I was watching him ride, I fully understood why he starts horses in Western tack. I mean, he only rides Western, but often in the past I have broke horses with English tack. And as you can see here, he has so many handles. He's got the lariat to hold on to. He's got kind of this little oh shit strap that's near the horn, and then he can also reach back and grab the back of the saddle. And it made me realize why this might be the ideal saddle to really start a horse with. There is no way that he's going to be launched out of the saddle when you have so many things to hang on to. So he's up there just being a little messy. He's touching her neck, and then he reaches back and touches her butt, and he kind of loosens his legs a little bit, and he just flops his shoulders. And all of this is an attempt to just be really, really soft and kind of flexible to the situation. And he's also showing her that he's not tight and tense. She starts to goose a little bit there. You can see her tuck her tail. But it starts to get better and better the more she realizes that nothing is changing, there's no stiffening or stressing out about the situation. So it's a very exciting day, and it's like I feel I have been given a gift. Like overnight, I have a new horse that is ready to be ridden. What you also might have picked up on watching this video is that she might be the world's smallest warmblood. She right now stands about maybe 15 hands. She's tiny. She is very petite and smaller than most horses that I ride. And yet I'm kind of looking at her thinking she's the fun size. So I haven't ridden a small horse in a long time, and I'm really looking forward to our future. Thanks for watching.